Napoleon and reality. Napoleon and propaganda. The axe was invented in 6000 BC. People in 5999 BC. If you want to cry, I'll give you something to cry about. Polish history. When someone says the 5th Chinese dynasty was the Ming dynasty, it's Han, but that's okay. The US public happy that they held their own in the War of 1812. The UK, which only sent a fraction of their troops since they were dealing with Napoleon at the time. Me trying to find the British in the British Museum. Germans during the evacuation of Dunkirk. Where did they get all these ships? They haven't had a navy ready to evacuate. This is not a navy, sir. It's just people. Can you stop colonizing us? For 5 minutes. Every revolution ever. You all hated the government, so you went and created a stupid government. Mongolia, trying to join the USSR and getting rejected. Every other Central Asian Soviet state. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I paint shark teeth on it? Training your astronauts by having them practice collecting rock samples. Training your cosmonauts by having them sit in vibrating chairs in 70°C rooms. Training your astronauts by rolling them down a hill in an oil drum. Most medieval European nations. We can't give gay people rights. Yes, they're evil. The Norse. If anybody insults my boyfriend, I'll challenge them to a duel to the death. Cool. Nero, when he saw a guy who looked like his dead wife, you will become femboy. Got, please Germany. Hello sir, where am I? East Germany. When Alexander the Great keeps winning battles because nobody else thought to make extra long spears. Tech. Russia, behind in industry. Stalin, basically, we are about to warp 1,998,700 years ahead in civilization. Nice Alps. I wonder whether elephants would enjoy walking here. Caesar getting stabbed on the Senate floor. Brutus. World in the 1960s, scared about nuclear war. The Beatles. Slaves who ran away to Mexico. Mexico declaring any slave that sets foot on their land a free man. History teachers looking for sources to use when teaching the Cold War. Billy Joel listing 118 significant events from 1949 to 1989 in just under 5 minutes. Venus discovered in 1610. Uranus discovered in 1781. Antarctica discovered in 1820. The Ottomans besieging a city be like. What, 17 more years? J.R.R. Tolkien, after being told by his guardian that he can't marry the love of his life because she was a Protestant. I recognize the priest has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it. Crime documentaries be like. Robespierre was a good person. Until he wasn't. Women in ancient Greece exist. Zeus. Alexander to his men when they don't want to keep pushing into a new continent. What, 17 more years? The United States foreign policy in Latin America in the 20th century in a nutshell. Never get invited, show up anyway. Japan. Poland's declaration of war in 1941. Archaeologists congratulating him for discovering 40 lost cities. Jean Savoy, who found them all by accident, using a fake map to El Dorado. Stone Age humans, evolving to digest more carbohydrates as the agricultural revolution progressed. Dogs evolving to do the same thing, so they could keep eating what we ate. Palestine. Israel. United Kingdom after they left in 1948. Britain. Fine. Behold how happy we look as a couple in this photo. YouTube thumbnails be like. If you ever feel stupid, don't forget that Tsar Nicholas II tried to ban vodka in Russia. Other Central Asia countries was members of USSR, but not Mongolia. Mongolia wanted to join them, but they got rejected by USSR. fighting over who's the real China, arguing over where Macedonia actually was, forgetting Ghana doesn't share any of the territory of the old Ghana. You just gained your independence. You're a buffer state between France, the Netherlands and Prussia. The United States and the Canadians fighting in the War of 1812. The British trying to figure out how to deal with that damn Napoleon. Israel. No, Palestine. It's mine. Chocktaw Nation's response to the Irish famine sends £170. Ottoman response sends £1,000. British response, did somebody get addicted to potatoes? Aztecs seeing Europeans as godlike invaders. Spanish seeing natives as savages and barbarians. Japanese see everyone as barbarians and savages. When the trees start speaking Vietnamese. When the clouds start singing Fortunate Son. Time traveler, what year is it? Soldier, the Great War just ended. Time traveler, World War I. Soldier. It's Tsar Nicholas II and Kaiser Wilhelm II declaring war on each other, even though they're both good friends. Drake? Yeah. Where is the population of Paraguay? The war situation has developed not necessarily to Japan's advantage. We got absolutely wrecked lol. An atomic bomb being detonated at the Nevada testing site. Some tourist watching the explosion from a hotel in Las Vegas. Resigned so the people beg for you to come back. They don't. Billy the slave indicted of high treason during the American Revolution. I'm a slave, not a citizen. As such, I have no obligations towards this government. Thus, it's legally impossible for me to commit treason. Do you really think Napoleon is going to cross Spain just to invade Portugal? Think Godoy, think. Crime documentaries be like, Lithuania was an empire. Until it wasn't. A college student claims that a proposed amendment from 200 years ago can still be passed. You doubt him and grade his paper poorly. He starts nationwide campaign to get it ratified. It gets added to the Constitution 10 years later. Murder documentaries. He was a good artist. Until he wasn't. Lenin? Yeah? Where is the Tsar? Trade offer. I receive sunlight. You receive mass extinction via the Great Oxidation Event. Cyanobacteria. Genghis Khan every time he conquers a new territory. Nobody. The sun in medieval paintings. Crime documentaries be like, the Ottoman Empire was an empire. Until it wasn't. Japan emerges as a great power. Russia, Germany, England, United States, France. Barges into Latin American nation. Throws over socialist government and puts in one they like better. Refuses to elaborate further. Leaves. Teddy Roosevelt's personality. Teddy Roosevelt's voice. European cities. Settlements in the New World with new stuck in front of an European city. Soviet architecture was so depressing. I can't understand why people would live in these dystopian hellholes. Oh my god, this is such a great place to live and raise a family. When you send one of your generals to conquer Egypt just to get rid of him, but he actually succeed. Average carefully embalming the dead fan. Average freeze drying your relatives' enjoyer. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola meeting in 1963 before blaming American obesity on fats instead of sugar. Any European nation, after conquering a single inch of land, oh my god, I'm turning into the new Rome. Crime documentaries be like, they were immune to sunsets, until they weren't. Of course I'll invade Belgium. No way in hell England goes to war over a scrap of paper. England goes to war over a scrap of paper. The Roman Empire. Any subsequent empire claiming to be its successor. King George V, after rejecting the title of Marshal of the Air because it implies attributes reserved to God. I too am extraordinarily humble. A nuclear weapon being detonated on Bikini Atoll. A resident of the Mars Hall Islands watching their home being destroyed by radiation. Napoleon. Do you know who will command the left wing of your army at Waterloo? Me. When you enslave the defeated Crusader army after the Battle of Hattin. Starks. When you enslave so many men that hyperinflation occurs and the value of a slave becomes equal to a pair of sandals. Not Starks. We didn't start the fire. Christians living in Rome during Nero's reign. Billy Joel. USSR creates a communist regime in the Korean peninsula called the DPRK. USSR. Now be a good boy and don't turn into a monarchy like the Tsar. DPRK turns into a monarchy like the Tsar. USSR. I was not expecting that. Crime Channel documents be like. He was president. Until he wasn't. Medieval history is so boring, right? Blocked. Crime documentaries be like. They had a non-aggression pact. Until they didn't. British people explaining how their 190 years of ruling made Indians literate. India with only 12% literacy rate at the time of independence. Throwing British plants in the ocean. China, US. Thank you for watching this video. Tune in at 5 PM British time for a video of changing topic. And at 7 PM for daily juicy memes. Check out my Discord server using the link in the description. Also be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you didn't already.